Hi boys and girls, welcome back to another STEAM lesson. We are still talking all about wind. In our last lesson, we talked about the three little pigs and how the big bad wolf used wind to knock over the houses that weren't built very well. Today we're going to talk about how we can use the wind to help us. So we talked about how wind is a type of weather. It's air that's moving. There are different levels of wind. So I know sometimes when we go outside, we feel a nice breeze and that feels really comfortable. But sometimes when you go outside, the wind almost knocks you over. It's so strong. So that's important because when we're trying to use the wind, we need the wind to be really strong, or we need it to be the right strength so that it can do what we need it to do. So if we have a calm wind, that means that the air is not moving very much. If we have a breezy wind, that means the air is kind of moving gently. And if we're saying it's windy outside, that means that the air is moving and it's a strong movement. So right here I have a picture of a sailboat. So a sailboat obviously goes in the water just like any other boat. But instead of having a motor, it uses the wind to push it. So a sailboat has a sail, and that sail catches the wind. When the sail catches the wind, it pushes the boat. So a couple of important things that we want to notice about the sailboat is that it has a base, the actual boat part, and that part cannot leak. No water can get into that part, which is really important. If you're on the water, you don't want a boat that can leak because then it will sink. And then it also has a mast, which is a really strong, kind of looks like a pole that goes up from the boat, and it is just straight up, really strong. It doesn't move. Finally, we have our sail. So our sail is attached to our mast here, and then we have this beam going across here, and that holds the sail tight. And then you can see we have the wind that's going to push into the sail. Whoever is sailing the boat can move the sail around to help them catch the wind no matter which direction it's coming from. Today, I would like you to try to make your very own sailboat using supplies that you can find in your house. So you can see I have a tub of water here. You can also do this in a bathtub, in a pool, outside, whatever you can find that has water in it. And then you're going to find something that can float. So I have a few examples for you here. This is a bottle that I've cut the top off of. We also have a plastic cup, and then I have like a little plastic bowl, and it's important if you get a bowl that it's not too heavy, that it will just sink in the water. So you'll want to test out whatever you're using for your boat base. Then you need to find something that can work as your mast. So you can see I have found a straw. You can find anything that could stand up in your boat, maybe a stick, something that's long and strong. And then you're going to need to figure out a way to get it to stay in the bottom of your boat. So I just used regular tape. I've also used before Play-Doh, glue, things like that would hold it really steady. So once you have a boat that can float and it has a mast, you're going to need to make a sail. This is the part that you're going to have to experiment with because the sail needs to be the proper shape and the proper weight and the proper size for your boat. So you can see that my sail that I've drawn here is more of a triangle shape, but I want you to try out different shapes and see what works. So you can use just a regular piece of paper or a more thick cardstock piece of paper. And then I just want you to try out some different sail shapes and sizes. So I'm going to start with just a triangle, and then I'm going to kind of put it up against my mast. I can see right now that looks kind of interesting. Maybe I want to try it. So my next step would be to tape it to my mast, and then I'm going to use my fan and turn it on, and I'm going to want windy. I want it to be strong, and I'm going to see if I can move my boat. If you have a sail that works to move your boat, try moving your fan around, or you can blow on it to make wind too, and try moving that around and see what happens to the sail. Your challenge this week is to find materials in your home to build a sailboat. Then put that sailboat in the water and use wind to try and move it across from one side to another. See how the wind affects the sailboat and how you can make it move in different directions and in different ways. I hope you have fun with that, and I will see you next time.